And what they wanted me to do was to give everybody a testimony about how good God has been. And there are times, I don't do the stage that well. There are times when you can't give a testimony, or you can't testify about how good God's been unless you've gone through the test. God has been good to all of us. He's been good to us day in and day out. And I know He's been good to all of us because we're still in this time cycle. But I know for certain that He's shown up and been good to me. The year is 2007 now. If it be by His grace, we'll go into 2008. There was a time in my life when I didn't know if I would see the next day. I had to come back from our country's current war. And I left behind my family, my wife, my daughter. And for the time period that I was gone, they had to figure out how to make things happen without me being there. And so when I came back, I had been used to people depending on me. But now they had gone to a time when they hadn't been able to do it without me. And so now here it was, I was feeling like they didn't need me anymore. And I felt like I felt like they had abandoned me. I started allowing Satan to say, they don't need you no more. They've been doing it this long. I said, why are you even trying? Why continue to try because they left you now? They don't need you anymore. You're not as important as you were before you left. And I allowed Satan to use that against me. I listened to him. I allowed him to use it. I started doing some self-destructive behavior. And you know, and you hear about people around this time of year committing suicide. Some people do it physically, and then there are some people that do it spiritually, and then there are those that go about self-destructive behavior that will lead them to certain death. And that was the road I had gotten on. I started doing self-destructive behavior. I didn't know what tomorrow was going to be for me. I turned my back on the church. I was going, but that's all I was doing. And I was going out of tradition because I was used to being there. But I'm going to tell you something. It's a wonderful thing to have people that pray for you when you can't pray for yourself. There are over 300 million people that walk this earth. I'm sorry. There are over 300 million people that walk the earth in this country.
All right.
And of those 300 million, there's only one that I've ever loved. And that's my wife. But I had turned my back on her. I had left her when she needed me the most. And I didn't know if my marriage was going to endure. Because I left God, I left my wife, I left my daughter. It didn't matter to me anymore. All I knew was that nobody cared about me. And that's what Satan will tell you. Nobody cares about you. Why are you trying? Why would anybody want to be with you? He'll fill you with low self-esteem. He'll tell you that you ain't important. And they want me to tell you this because there's somebody in here tonight that's dealing with the same things I was dealing with. Maybe not on as big a scale as I was, but we're all dealing with something. We've got to figure out how to make it work for us. It's good to have a praying mother, a praying father, a praying wife in your corner. When times are getting hard for you, when you can't get one for yourself, there's somebody wearing out their knees for you. I thank God for it every day. Because if it had not been for them praying for me, God only knows why I needed them. I told myself that they don't need me. So why keep trying? But then I started thinking about one of my favorite characters in the Bible, and his name is David. I heard David when he said, you know what? Yes, sir. God helped me be victorious against Goliath. He helped me be victorious against the lion. He helped me be victorious against the bear. He allowed me to see Saul trying to kill me. But he kept me victorious. Saul said, David said, I've seen all of this. All of that I have seen. But the one thing that I have never seen, the one thing I have never seen in all my days of living is I have never seen the righteous forsaken. David said, I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging for bread. And I knew, I was going to church for it, just because it was tradition. But sometimes if you just keep going, you'll get the message after a while. Sometimes you might be going for the wrong reason, but if you stay long enough,
amen.
If you just hang in there long enough, maybe you'll catch the message. Yes, sir. And I'm here to tell you that God has been good to me. Yes. I thought I was at the end of my rope, but I'm here to tell you, when you're at the end of your rope, I heard somebody say, when you're at the end of your rope, tie a knot. Yes, God will be there for you. Yes, God didn't leave me, I left him. That's it. He's been there for me since day one. That was back in 2003, and here it is 2007 and going into 2008. I ain't all the way out of the woods yet, but I'm still trying. I'm still moving forward. Satan will tell you, sit down. It's all over with now. You've done all you could do, just sit down. But God is telling you, I'm still here for you. Times are going to get difficult for you. Things ain't going to look so good as they are right now. Yeah, the day is tough, and today is looking dark. It seems like all is lost today. I heard them when they said joy. Joy. I heard them when they said joy. Coming in the morning. So I'm here to tell you today, if there's anybody in the audience you feeling like there ain't no hope for you, think that tomorrow is looking tough, God is still there for you. You're at the end of your rope. Tie a knot and keep hanging on.
Amen, brother.
I'm here to tell you that you cannot move into tomorrow holding on to yesterday. You cannot move into tomorrow hanging on to yesterday. Decide today that you're going to be on God's side, because he's been on your side. Because he sure is on mine. That's how good God has been to you. I could have been up here telling you that I got a divorce, lost my child. They still here with me. All right? They're still hanging in. Oh, it's tough. But love. Love will cover a multitude. And prayer. Prayer will move mountains. You've got to decide. And you allow Satan to tell you that it's all over. Or will you listen to God? God said, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. That's the goodness of God. You decide how you're going to live your life in 2008. And I'll tell you this before I leave. I've done a lot of things wrong in my life. I made some bad decisions. I made some mistakes. The difference between the two is this: a bad decision is knowing what the consequences are, but doing it the same anyway. And a mistake is not knowing the consequences and doing it. I made a lot of bad decisions and I made some mistakes. But I have decided that as 2008 moves forward, yeah, I'm going to participate in 2008. Yeah, I'm going to be great in 2008. But I'm also going to be a better mate in 2008. So I'll tell you this as I leave. Decide what you're going to do for yourself in 2008. Don't procrastinate in 2008. Do it today. Yesterday's a cancel check. Tomorrow's a promissory note. The only time that you have is now. Y'all be good.